Okay, so if you can see this video, you can probably see how to get to your assignments, but just in case, I'll put a link to this video and other spots to help out. Now, I try to have the reflection show up in proper order, but it wants to do A3 in front of A2. You're going to probably notice sometimes, don't worry about the due dates here. These are going to be changed. So on your screen, they'll be up to date. On mine, because today is August 7th, it's a touch early to have these all set up. And actually, most of these will not have these due dates listed here because we share them with different schools. So I am going to make those less visible. All right. So when you click on the assignment, and this is your first reflection, it says close right now. Don't worry about that. Then you can see, let's see, is it going to let me click on things and submit answers? It will. All right, perfect. So anyways, at the beginning of each lesson, you have the notes. So for those of you who like to take notes in like a very structured lesson, we have that, and it's because we have a flipped classroom. So you can take notes here, and notes are strongly recommended. Some of us let you use them on your quizzes, and I can't speak for all teachers, but I do. And so you'll take the notes here, and sometimes your problem will start a little. So if you didn't see this line, I might make this bigger, so just to let you know. But here's the random number table from the notes packet. So what we're going to do is, this lesson is about randomization and how to do it. So a lot of people struggle with using a random number table and say, how do I know I have the right thing? So one thing we know is that we have a group of 92 people using the random numbers in this table. Our first question is, what is the, using line 2, so this would be line 2 right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm copying it over, so you'll be fine. What is the third person you would pick from a group of 92 people? So now I already started a Cami on this, which I will include a link in the assignment. So here is the table you saw, and there is line 2. So we're going to use line 2. There are 92 people in our group, and the third person picked is who? Well, we're going to use 2 digits because you can represent anywhere from 0, well, don't ever want to represent 0, but you can represent up to 100 people, where the last 2 digits represent how many people there are. So if we have 00 to 99, we can represent each person, ignore 00, and ignore 93 to 99 because we only have 01 to 92. Okay. So what I did is I took these in pairs of digits. Some of you are like, oh, there's a skip right there. Don't worry about the skip. You know, let me make this a little bit bigger to make it easier. There we go. So that 8's going to go with that 4. So going through the first 10 digits, I have 5 pairs of 2 digits. And we do have a person 22. We do have, so that would be your first person. Person 36 would be your second. And person 84 would be your third. So hope is that the right assignment? Hold on, I got too many tabs open. This is Overman. The due date has passed. Okay, that's fine. Oops, that's the wrong one too. There we go. Here we go. So I can click 84. Don't worry about hitting submit. So another thing, you can submit answers as much as you want. So I don't know about 4, but anyways, if I submit my answer, it's going to tell me if I got it right or wrong. So apparently the answer for the next one's not 4. So it's like, oh no, your grade's gone down. So what happens? If we look up here, I now have 7 of my 14 points. So WebAssign will automatically update your grade. And let's go ahead and do problem 2. Now we want to sample a group of 78 people. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this into my reflection solutions. All right. So you want to sample a group of 8 people, use line 10. So I'm going to need line 10, and I'm going to go ahead and capture it. I think this is in the right spot. Yes. So line 10, I have a nice little screen capture tool I use a lot. Here is line 10. And I'm going to get several digits just in case I need them. Copy them, bring them over to my Cami, and make sure I'm like that so I can paste it. Here it is. There's line 10. All right. Ignore the 10. That's just telling you which number. So you can ignore the 10 here. All right. Actually, there we go. They've changed the tools on me, so it's a little weird. So the first set of numbers we're going to have 85, 47, 50 something. Here, hold on. It's kind of overlapping. 53, 68, 57, 53, 34, 25, 39, 88, etc. Hopefully I have enough to pick my third individual. So what do I mean when I say that? Well, notice here, 85 is too big. We don't have an 85th person. We only have 78 people. 47 is fine, all right? 53 is fine, and 68 is fine. So the third person I'm going to pick is person 68. So if I go back here, change that to 68, and submit my answer. Boom. Now, another thing I want to let you know as you're doing these reflections or tests or quizzes, you can hit submit on just answering part 1. You don't have to have part 1 and part 2 submitted. So I strongly recommend that you submit as you go. Don't do all 10 problems and then hit submit, especially if you need to know how to do part 1 before you can do part 2, right? So if you submit them all, not a big deal on homework because I have unlimited submissions. You can keep doing this. You can click on all 4 and wait till you get the right answer, and that's fine, all right? But on a quiz, you might have only 2 attempts, so you don't want to waste an attempt. You want to make sure you know what you're doing as you go along. Okay, match the definitions with the term. The entire group of individuals we want information about. So in your notes, we said this is the population. The subset of individuals for which we collect data, that would be our sample. So yeah, we take a sample, it's a subset. Subset means a smaller group. A number that describes a characteristic of all individuals in a population. So you see that P? Parameter. So this, what we will be doing this year is we're going to be trying to estimate parameters, but we're going to use a number that describes a characteristic of a sample, and that's called a statistic. This is statistics class because usually there are times we can do descriptive analysis where we have all the data, but most of the time we're going to be guessing at parameters, and we're going to use statistics to do this. And then a person, an animal, or an object in a population is an individual, and we should have gone through our little foldable in class, and that should help with this. And then any characteristic of an individual. It can take different values for different individuals. It is not the average or median value of a population. So that would probably be a variable. You know, I'm a little rusty on that. Let's find out if I'm right. There is no harm in being wrong. You're allowed to change your answer. Yay, the stats teacher is right. That's always a good sign, isn't it? So which of the following values measured by the council on size and weight discrimination are categorical? So what categorical means, let's make it a little note. All right, so categorical. That's basically non-numerical values for individual data. All right, so if here, let's go ahead and look at what our options are. So our options are salary, that's definitely a number. Change in salary, still a number. Fired or resigned, that's not really a number. You're either fired or they resigned, all right? And then you have weight, which is also a number. So you submit answer, and there you go, we're all good. Select which question would not elicit data for a quantitative or categorical variable when surveying a class of statistics students. What letter grade do you expect to get in probability and statistics? If you can answer the question, so here what we're trying to teach you is how do I word a question if I want to do a survey? Could I ask this question on a survey, and could the student give me an answer? Yes, so this one's fine. How much money did you spend last time you went to the movies? Well, maybe they forgot, but technically it's possible to answer this question even with a guess. And you know, it'd be a knowledgeable guess. Which career do you want to pursue in the future? So yes, you can say, I don't know. That's actually probably an answer, one of the categories. What is your best subject? What is your GPA? How many texts did you send yesterday? What is your favorite movie of all time? What percentage of students do their homework? So if I'm surveying students, they don't know what percentage of the students do homework. The teacher does, because we can see it, but the student doesn't. So that would not be a good survey question. And how long is your Snapchat streak? Most of you could submit an answer for that. Okay, so there we go. And that, now, last part. So this is worth 30 points. And you'll find it at the end of my assignments. And I do look at these, and it kind of gives me an idea of what you struggled with. You have two choices. You can tell me one thing you struggled with. You could say, I had trouble figuring out if a question it would work on a survey. That's typically one of the things people struggle with. Or maybe you had trouble with the randomization. Why did we skip? Why did we not use some of the digits? All right. So that is, that's how you put it. Now, if you're the type, you're like, you always know everything. You're not struggling. Well, don't tell me I didn't struggle with anything. You can say, I learned that to learn. Here, we'll do number 1. Use 2 digits if the group of people is 100 or less. By the way, how would I get the 100? Hint, use 00 for the 100th person. All right, so that's one way you could say. Now, you could wonder, oh, what am I supposed to do for 101 people? How many digits do I need? Another thing we learned is probably, we learned population means everyone, and sample is just the subset, right? Another thing we learned, categorical data is non-numerical. All right. It could be different things. Today, you can cheat off of my learning or my struggles. You're allowed to do that. But so your answer needs to be either this one thing you struggled with or 3 things you learned. Don't do that. Your assignment is not going to get these 30 points. All right. And in my class, I do offer a bonus because I like to look at these struggles before we do the activity for this lesson to see where you guys are at. And so if you submit it early enough for me, that gives me a chance to see it. All right. So I will actually go back in here, look at these, and give you bonus points for that. And then you hit submit answer. And then looking up there, you have 100. Oh, good for you. And then you can go back to your section. Now, I don't think it's going to update the grade for me here. No, it's not going to update the grade for me because that was just a sample. So I hope you enjoy WebAssign as much as all my students have. It's beautiful. Oh, one more thing I want to tell you on this. You notice that I was able to change the answer here. Oh, it did remember. I was able to change the answer, so don't miss something. Go ahead and put something in, all right? Most of the time, my questions are multiple choice. Every once in a while, you might see a numerical in there. My reviews will have numerical, but I also have video walkthroughs of all the solutions, so you should be fine. Enjoy statistics.